On today's episode of Time About the Movies, Halle Berry is a 911 operator who's trying to save Abigail Breslin from being killed by this generic-ass cartoon villain. Which, yeah, you can pretty much get the sense that this is going to be one of the worst movies of the year that we're going to be talking about here, and that is The Call. We also have Steve Carell and Jim Carrey starring in the magician comedy, I almost lost the title there. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. Good Lord. We have A24's second film starring James Franco along with Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens among the cast in Harmony Kormine's Spring Breakers. And we have Studio Ghibli's From Up on Poppy Hill. So 4 films to take a look at. March 15th, 2013. This is Time About the Movies.
Where's your emergency? Officers are going to be there any second.
He's going back downstairs.
Leah?
I hear the phone ring.
Whoever this is, I suggest you leave that house before you do anything you're going to regret.
It's already done.
This marks the 6th girl murdered. Investigators believe they are dealing with a serial killer.
I'll be here when you need me. You know that, right?
I'm on my way home now. Love you too. Bye. Oh my God. Oh no. 911, where's your emergency?
I'm in the trunk. I've been kidnapped.
There's no location.
It's a disposable, no chip.
Please help me.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, listen.
For us to help you, I need you to help me.
We're going to fight.
Can you tell if you're on a freeway or...
Surface Street.
Freeway? Okay.
Kick the taillights out.
I did it.
Good work. Now, I want to see if any other car is going to be able to notice you. Now find a release lever.
Please, I've been kidnapped.
Open the door now!
Listen to me. Do not hurt that little girl. You don't have to do this.
It's already done.
Can somebody please seriously check if Halle Berry shit on herself? Because every single shot of her in this movie, when she's supposed to be shocked and all that, it literally looks like somebody who just pooped themselves. Even the poster literally looks like that. That should give you an indication of the train wreck of a movie that we're in for here, because, yeah, this one's pretty bad. Welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. Today we are taking a look at the 4 films that make up March 15th, 2013. Our first movie is, of course, The Call, in which Halle Berry plays a 911 operator still suffering emotionally from a prior failed botched 911 call that got a woman killed, and receives a call from another teenage girl played by Abigail Breslin. You also have characters played by Morris Chestnut and Michael Imperioli, and this is directed by Brad Anderson. Brad Anderson directed he did The Machinist with Christian Bale in it. He did Trans-Siberian. But, yeah, this is the same guy that directed Christian Bale in The Machinist, and this is a WWE movie, too, because Dead Man Down was a WWE movie, too, and, at least that one made sense because there was somebody from the WWE in that film. This one, yeah, there's nobody here from the WWE, so why is it a WWE movie? Fuck if I know, but, hey, it's the most successful film they've ever produced. It made the most money. That still doesn't mean much because this movie fucking sucks. Yeah, this is one of those movies that became an unexpected hit that I, for the life of me, can't imagine, can't figure out why that is, because this movie fucking sucks, man. From the first trailer alone, that gives you every single detail about what's going to happen. This movie not only does that, but it comes up with some of the stupidest plot choices I've ever seen in the movie. I mean, the scene with Abigail Breslin, pushing the taillight out and moving her hand around. It's just like, do you think anybody is really going to see that while they're trying to watch the fucking road? I paused myself when I was just trying to say, I don't think so. But not only that, to continuously do stupid mistakes in this. The girl, Abigail Breslin, plays a real idiot in this movie. She's making it much harder to free herself than the movie is making it look. It's just like, when you're at the gas station, just get out of the fucking car and just walk away. It's just like, it's like that, who's the girl that got kidnapped in, 2004? Wasn't Elizabeth Holmes, was it? No, Elizabeth Holmes is a whole other different criminal altogether. But I'm talking about Elizabeth Smart. Elizabeth Smart, she was the one that got kidnapped. And I always remember the Dave Chappelle bit where, Dave Chappelle's doing the bit about Elizabeth Smart. And, the kidnappers leave her alone in the room. And, Elizabeth, and Dave Chappelle's just like, he's pretending like he's Elizabeth Smart, just like, how am I going to get out of here? Think, Elizabeth, think. Think, Elizabeth, how am I going to get out of here? And Dave Chappelle's just like, why don't you just open the fucking door and just walk out of there? If you thought about that, you're 15, bitch, run. Stop thinking and start making moves. Like, that's what this woman should be doing in this movie. But no, we can't do that because we need a movie here. Because clearly, the demand is there for this movie with this villain who, I swear to God, this is one of the most cartoonishly bad villains I have ever seen in my entire life. Even the dude's real-life picture looks like he's a cartoon character. I mean, just look at this guy right here. Look at him. Like, am I supposed to really take this seriously? And his whole thing is that he plays characters who are the villain or the anti-hero, and he's described as creepy. Okay, and give me a motivation here. Give me a reason why I should be afraid of this guy, except for the look of this guy. Just like, there's no tension in this fucking movie at all. This is probably the worst thing Halle Berry's been associated with since Catwoman, and that's saying a lot. But man, because Catwoman is terrible, this one's right up there, man. Like, this movie is like, I know the perfect way to describe this movie. Imagine the show 911. Except without over-the-top campiness and stupid situations that are supposed to be funny. There's nothing funny about this movie. They expect you to take this shit seriously. And $63 million went into this movie's pocket for... $68 million went into this movie's pocket for no reason whatsoever. Except that it's got Halle Berry in it. Well, you know what? You can watch Halle Berry in much better movies than this pile of garbage. That's what you should be doing. This is one of the worst movies I saw in 2013, and it's still terrible even after all these years. It had one of those Netflix resurgences where everybody was looking at it going like, yeah, it's actually a really good movie, and no. It never was a good movie. It wasn't a good movie back in 2013. It wasn't a good movie in 2022, and I damn well guarantee you it was not a good movie in 2025, and it will not be a good movie in the future overall. This movie is fucking terrible. Plain and simple. So let's see if we can turn the tide here with our next movie that we have here. James Gandolfini is one of the stars in the movie, not one of the big stars. I say that because I saw him in this trailer that we're going to talk about here for Jim Carrey and Steve Carell in The Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Welcome to the amazing world of magic. Wow. Everyone loves a magician, and they'll love you too.
Do you want to be my partner? More than anything.
I'm Burt Wonderstone. And I'm Anton Marvelson. But of course, you already knew that.
Your ticket sales suck.
What?
That was probably the New Line representative when the opening weekend box offices came out. Your ticket sales stink. I mean, that's really what happened with this movie. This thing came and went and just disappeared, and it really is a shame because the possibilities were there for this movie to actually be really good, right down to the writers of this movie, the cast they assembled here. The director of this is a well-known TV director who's worked on stuff like 30 Rock, of course, and he's done all these different TV shows. He very rarely has taken on a directorial effort in film in general, but yeah, this didn't work out so well. This is The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and from the trailer alone, you can definitely see a sense of a Will Ferrell comedy from the late 2000s, except this time it's Steve Carell as one of the leads in it. And it follows a Las Vegas magician in Burt Wonderstone, played by Steve Carell, as he attempts to reunite with his former partner, played by Steve Buscemi, to take on a dangerous street magician, played by Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's kind of playing a Chris Angel-type magician overall. You also have a cast that includes Alan Arkin, Olivia Wilde, and James Gandolfini in one of the last movies he made. This is actually the last one he made before he died later that summer. And the pieces are definitely there. This is written by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, who also did the Horrible Bosses movies, Vacation, which was their worst film overall. They just got recently signed on to do the new Star Trek movie, and they're very solid writers overall here. So the pieces are definitely there for something good. Unfortunately, the movie suffers because it's a predictable Will Ferrell-esque type of sports comedy. It's in the same vein as Talladega Nights. It's in the same vein as Blades of Glory. It's in the same vein as Semi-Pro. Except those movies are actually really funny. This one, not so much. And the tonal shifts are all over the place in this. The performances overall are good. It's cool to see Jim Carrey taking on a different type of comedic role than we used to see him in. And working with Steve Carell again, that leads to a lot of potential. But unfortunately, the rest of the movie just doesn't have that spark that it really needs to elevate it from something different than what the film actually offers here. It's a real letdown of a film. It's a movie that has so much potential to it. Sometimes you'll get a good laugh here or there, but other than that, though, it's a movie that just suffers because it's way too predictable. It doesn't have a good script to work with here overall, and despite the best efforts from the people involved, it sadly just didn't work as a film, and I was really let down by it. I thought it was going to be so much more, but you could see why it wasn't one of the big hits of the year. In fact, it was considered to be a box office bomb of 2013, despite the fact that it made about $2.6 million less than its budget overall. But then again, when you tackle in the marketing and all that, it's probably much more than that. But regardless, it's still a film that could have been so much better, but it sadly isn't. So yeah, that's a skip on the incredible Burt Wonderstone. So let's go ahead and get to probably the most high-profile movie of this weekend, and that's A24's second release, Harmony Kormine's Spring Breakers.
Some kids want to grow up and be president. I just wanted to be bad.
Let's get that cash and go on spring break.
You got a wild side?
I want to go home.
Then you're going to be back right where you started.
Don't worry. We can do this.
Spring Breakers.
What if we just used you to come here?
Rated R.
Let's be honest. This right here was the selling point of the movie. You've got James Franco as a Cholo James Franco sitting there with scantily clad Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Benson, and Rachel Corrine in skimpy bikinis and all that. That was really the selling point of this movie overall. And this movie isn't a bad movie, but it certainly isn't a film that deserve the attention of the most exciting movie of the year. Yeah, it was only exciting because you were looking at these just legal teen stars in skimpy clothing, in skimpy bikinis. I mean, that's just the overall thinking behind it. But in this, Gomez, Hudgens, Benson, and Corrine play 4 college-age girls who go on spring break in St. Petersburg, Florida, and meet an eccentric local drug dealer played by Joe Flacco. Jesus, I just saw the Steeler game today. That's why I've got Joe Flacco in my brain right now. James Franco is the drug dealer in this. Joe Flacco could be a drug dealer considering how well he's been playing as of late, but I digress. But James Franco plays an eccentric local drug dealer who helps them when they are desperate. They descend into a world of drugs, crime, and violence. So, in a way, this is trying to be kind of like the Sid and Nancy of its time. You know, Sid and Nancy was the drug pick of the 1980s. This was supposed to be the drug pick of the 2010s, and I don't think it really was. This director overall has made some notable films such as Gummo. Gummo actually was his most notable film. He also, as a writer and director, but he also wrote Kids, the controversial film we touched on back in 1995. And his films overall are kind of a mixed bag. So, is stylistic at times, unique for the ways they go dark at times. This one, I feel like, was trying to do so much more, but it just didn't have the spark it needed to really elevate itself. It kind of reminds me a lot of it kind of reminded me of Burt Wonderstone, a movie that has high ambitions to it, a good cast, and a good director overall to make it work. And they just can't stick the landing because the script overall really isn't anything that deep or anything unique in general here. I'll give it this. The casting overall is really good. James Franco actually does play the drug dealer very well here. And the 4 girls are very well done. Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens. Ashley Benson was somebody I really liked from Pretty Little Liars, even though I never liked that show. I looked at her and was just like, this chick could actually have potential as an actress in the future. And then roles just didn't really open up for her. Like, stuff that really should have made her a household name really didn't live up there. But she was good. She's one of the few things I liked about that show. In fact, I mean, honestly, most of the girls on that show were fine. The show itself was not that great, but, they play their parts very well here. The film overall is fine, I guess, but you really do feel like there was so much more left on the table that just wasn't appearing right in front of them. And, yeah, the film overall, mixed bag, not a bad movie, but certainly a film that could have been so much better than it actually was. So, Yeah, overall, for a one-time watch, I guess I would say it's fine just for the curiosity's sake. But other than that, though, there really is nothing about this movie that makes it stand out or anything. Like, if you want a good drug movie that came out in the 2010s, I highly recommend Dope, which we'll get to in 2015. That's a great movie. One of my favorite films of that decade, so that is Spring Breakers. So let's go ahead and move on to our last film that we have here. Studio Ghibli's latest film, From Up on Poppy Hill.
Those flags that I raised.
They're a message to my father, and it says, I pray for your safe return. He was a captain on a supply ship, but his ship sank during the Korean War.
I hope you find someone. Then maybe you won't need to raise those flags anymore.
Well, fuck you too, bitch. I mean, what the hell was that? Like, it's like, she literally is telling you why she has those flags up, and she's just like, yeah, maybe you should go find somebody so those flags can come down. It's just like, fuck off. I mean, but I digress. That is the latest Studio Ghibli film, From Up on Poppy Hill, and it's set in 1963, Yokohama, Japan. Japan? Why am I having trouble saying Japan? The film tells the story of Umi Matsuzaki, a high school girl living in an old hospital-turned-boarding house called the Coquette Manor. While Umi meets Shun Kazama, a member of the school's newspaper club, they decide to clean up the school's clubhouse, the Latin Quarter. However, Tokamaru, the chairman of the local school board and the businessman, intends to demolish the building for redevelopment for the 1964 Summer Olympics. Umi and Shun, along with class president Shiro Mizunama, must persuade Tokamaru to reconsider. So this is one of those Studio Ghibli movies that I got to very late on. I didn't really see the film until well after it was in theaters. Like I got a box set for Christmas of all the Miyazaki movies on there, and I don't think that was included in this particular set. I think it might have been released before this movie came out. Let me double check here. I was about to look online, and I realized just go downstairs and get it. I got it right here. The Collective Works of Hayao Miyazaki set. Let me see. What did this come out? 2015 this came out. So maybe it is included on here. Let me see. I don't remember it being on here, but I want to be delicate with this because this film reel. Actually, I might have to. Let's see if I can get it off. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, this film reel here is very delicate, and I'm afraid if I try to open it while it was on the air, I was going to rip this off. So that's why I paused it for a second. Let me see if this actually is on here. I don't think it is. I don't remember it being on here, this particular set, because I thought it came after this. But let's see. Go to the back here. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't think it's in here. I think the last one that I have in here is The Wind Rises, and I haven't gone to that film yet. But after that, it's Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Porco Rosso, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, Lupin the Third, which I've never seen that one before. So yeah, I don't think it is included on this particular set right here, unfortunately. This is a nice set, by the way. You can find it online at a reasonably good price. I'm actually looking at a place right now. Maybe this place, Wholesale DVD US, has it for $40, but it is on Mercari for $66. So you can find this out there. If you love Studio Ghibli's work, I highly recommend getting this set here. But this one in particular is not on this set here. I think it's because Hayao Miyazaki didn't direct it. He did write it, but it was actually, I believe, Goro Miyazaki. I think that might be his brother or son, maybe. Son, yeah. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. But it's his son that directed it. But overall, Studio Ghibli movies usually turn out to be really good. I think there's only been one real bad one, and that's when they tried to go CG. I think it was Earwig in the. It was like Earwig in the. Earwig. Where is it? It's here somewhere. I'm sorry for these pauses. I thought it would be here, but I can't see it here. Earwig and the Witch. That's probably his worst one overall. But then again, it's a movie that was originally a TV movie, so that was eventually put in theaters. So I'm guessing maybe they didn't put their best effort into that one overall. But yeah, that's definitely the worst one of the Ghibli films. But this one overall is pretty good. It's a movie that you expect the best from Studio Ghibli. Great hand-drawn animation, really good storytelling, some really good captivating characters overall. That's Sarah Bolger from the Spiderwick Chronicles doing the voice of the main girl in here. And everyone here does their jobs very well here. This is actually one of those few ones that does not have a stacked celebrity cast overall. I think she actually is the biggest name in that movie, with the exception of Ron Howard, who actually has a little bit of a cameo in this. But other than that, though, yeah, it's a really good movie. It's definitely what you expect when you think of a Studio Ghibli film. A fun film overall, really well done, great animation, great storytelling. Can't recommend this one enough. Yeah, from Up on Poppy Hill. Definitely check it out. So it did take us a little bit to actually get some good stuff here, but we did get one at the very end of this show. But our show wraps up this week for Time About the Movies. And next week, we definitely have some noteworthy movies, some good ones overall here. In fact, there's only one real movie that I would say is absolutely terrible, and that's not much of a shocker when you actually hear the name of it. We have DreamWorks' latest animated feature, and that is The Croods, which features the voices of Nicolas Cage, Catherine Keener, Cloris Leachman, Clark Duke, Emma Stone, and Ryan Reynolds. I was about to say Ryan Roberts for a second. We have the first of two Die Hard in the White House movies, Olympus Has Fallen, with Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart, and one would argue the best of the two films, the other one being the Roland Emmerich-directed White House Down, which you would think would be better with Tim, Channing Tatum, and Jamie Foxx among the cast, but no, this one actually is the better of the two. We have Tina Fey and Paul Rudd starring in the romantic comedy Admission. We also have, you thought movie 43 was bad? Oh, you have yet to see the true badness of 2013 of spoof movies with inappropriate comedy featuring Lindsay Lohan and Adrian Brody as a gay Dirty Harry. This is what Adrian Brody's career was like between The Pianist and The Brutalist, so yeah. That's not going to be fun to watch overall. And essentially, it's just a bad remake of the underground comedy movie, which, again, I'll touch on that tomorrow on the show, but it's definitely worth talking about indeed. So, 4 films to take a look at next time around. Most of them will be good, and then we'll deal with the horrors of inappropriate comedy. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the previous episode we did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.